My speech will be starting in 3, 2, 1. My name is RAMANIYA. I'm from Don Bosco High School, Jakarta, and I'm from the proposition team. The proposition team believes that the state should prioritize disaster mitigation over relocation in areas that are prone to disaster. Our country location, Indonesia, is prone to disaster. Disaster happening every day, every week, every month, every year in every part of Indonesia. In fact, lots of Indonesian people suffer because of the disaster and the lack of mitigation planning. Because of the lack of mitigation planning, the disaster could cause more damage and more victims, and this is why mitigation planning is important. Relocation does include it in one of the mitigation planning, but why don't we agree with it? Because if you only focus on relocating people, it won't be that effective. By doing relocation, the government must spend an enormous amount of money in exchange for people to leave their house and land. Also, some people wouldn't give up their land that easily, no matter how much you try to bribe or pay them. Relocating people is not a simple task. In fact, it's a really complicated task, and it will take away a lot of our time. And instead, we would rather to use our time to educate people about the disaster that are prone in their area, how to evacuate themselves, preparing an urgency team for them, and build an area for them to evacuate. Also, rather than spending the government money to relocate people, they can use it for this and preparing the things that the people need while a disaster happens. So rather than relocating, our team suggests to rebuild or changing the foundation of their house, because if the house have a strong foundation, the property wouldn't be damaged easily when a disaster occurs, and it can make their house more safe for them. Relocating them won't help them to survive any of this disaster. Relocating doesn't increase the knowledge of their survival or even their survival rate. In fact, a lot of study cases already prove that mitigation is more effective than relocating people, because us, human or even robots, can't predict 100% that some area wouldn't be affected by the disaster. And if we only relocate them without giving them the education about disaster, what to prepare and how to evacuate themselves, the country will still have a lot to lose, because the damage and the victim rate is still going to increase every year. It's not going to decrease. Why? Because if they don't know anything, they don't know how to survive, they're only going to panic and basically don't know what to do or even how to survive. In this situation, also, you cannot depend on anyone else, and that's why it is important to give this knowledge to every single citizen in Indonesia. Also, let's use Jakarta for example. Jakarta suffers from flood every year or even every month in almost every area. Only some little area is not prone to flood in Jakarta. And there is no way the government is going to feed every citizen that lives in Jakarta to that area, so only that they wouldn't feel the impact of the flood. By implying this motion, we could reduce the rate of damage and the victims every year. The government also doesn't have to spend an enormous amount of money every year to fix the damage that the disaster causes to the infrastructure and to the people. In conclusion, mitigation is way more effective because it's going to lessen the damage in every aspect, and it helps decreasing the government spending for fixing the damage. It can also increase the rate of survival of our people because we give them the knowledge about how to deal and how to survive the disaster. For this reason, we strongly encourage everyone to stand with this motion, because if you look at it in every perspective, this is the most effective way to make everything better. That's it from the proposition team. Thank you.